Hello, welcome back. My name is Soph, known as Soph here on FlossTube and over on Instagram. So this is FlossTube number 18 and it is the 27th of December 2024. Where is this year gone? It's flown by. I can't believe Christmas is over. We're still in that lovely period between Christmas and New Year where we don't actually know what date or time it is. So I'm surprised I even remembered it was the 27th today. I wanted to pop on today because I've got a few finishes and a few fully finishes I wanted to show you, and two of those are actually going off today to some family members who are visiting. So I wanted to get on and film early so I can actually show you the finished pieces instead of just showing you the photos. Now I also wanted to go through the winners of the competition. So I did a competition on my last video with 1,000 because of on my last video I did a competition for me reaching 1,000 subscribers, and to say thank you to all of you who have supported me. I will be announcing those winners on this video, and I feel like there's no better time to do it than now. So if you see me looking down, as always, I am looking at my trusty notepad with all my notes on. The first winner, and the winner of the beautiful fabrics from Bay Textiles, so this lovely Halloween box here. So the winner is NLV Stitches. My email is below for any of you winners, so please just send me an email and we'll figure out getting this sent to you. The next winner is the winner of the £10 voucher from Talking Dog Stitchery, and that is, drumroll please, Susan Dell 3280. So that's Susan Dell 3280. So again, drop me an email. And then the third winner, and the winner of this beautiful Kringles pattern, and the winner is Elizabeth Aston 4434. Elizabeth Aston 4434. So again, all of you, if you could drop me an email and we will discuss how I get that sent out to you. So where have I been? What have I been doing? So I've been eating a lot. I have been stitching a lot, and I've also been playing some Stardew Valley. So my stitching has suffered a little bit, but it's Christmas time and I promised myself with time off work I would game a little bit. So I'm very new to it. I'm very new to my farm. There's so much I want to do to it. I guess it's like anything, isn't it? It's like a house, owning a house. There's so many things you want to do, but you've just got to build up to it. It's great. I love it. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Stardew Valley. We're here to talk about cross stitch. The one comment that I wanted to mention on this FlossTube was from the Stitching Owl. And I believe I finished the last video with saying sorry for stealing your time. And the comment read along the lines of, you're not stealing our time, you're gifting your time to us. And I just thought that was a really, really lovely sentiment. As a British person, I think we are brought up to apologise for even breathing. So we say sorry all the time. We feel like we're an inconvenience. And it was so nice to have that said to me that I just thought, you know what, that's a good idea. I've already stopped trying to say sorry in emails, in work, and for no reason in person. But it's something I will try to improve on going forward, and it's one thing I'm going to do in this video as well. So I'm just going to thank you all for coming here and chatting with me. I don't need to apologise for stealing anything. So thank you very much for that. That was really nice words and I will stand by them, I promise. So the Jingle Ball. First weekend of December, I was a bit sceptical, wasn't sure what I was getting into. I thought, well, there's 2 full days of stitching, what can go wrong? So the time difference is a bit weird because it was in EST time. So I think there was like 6 hours difference. So when it started, I was fast asleep in bed, but I woke up in the morning, grabbed my breakfast and my stitching, and I just started chatting with people. So in the morning, there was a lot of late people in America and Australia as well. And then more British people as the day went on. And then again, about 4 p.m, got to mingle with people from America again and Canada and all over the world. I met so many lovely people. I met people from Norway, America, loads of different states, Canada, Australia. I've mentioned those countries already. You get the gist, you know what the countries are. But yeah, I met a lot of lovely people. And if you know me or you've been here a little while, you know I'm not the most festive person. And I was struggling a bit with the fact that it was called the Jingle Ball, and I thought I'm not going to enjoy this too much. But it actually got me in the Christmas spirit. That doesn't happen very often. The last couple of years I haven't even had a tree. So this year the Jingle Ball got me feeling festive. I've even done some Christmas stitching. I put up my tree. It's been great. It's been lovely to embrace Christmas. Christmas isn't usually the most fun time for me because it was the time that I lost my mum when I was 19. So it is a really tough time, and I appreciate everyone who doesn't particularly enjoy Christmas for one reason or another, or New Year's. It's not the best time for everyone, and it can be forced fun, but I've tried to embrace it this year and make Christmas my own. My Christmas tree may have the creepy Christmas style on it, and my dad may have laughed at me for having a headless horseman on my tree, but I made it my own and I'm happy with that. So I will stop chatting and I will show you things that you're here for. So first of all, I wanted to show you the finishes that I've done. So the first fully finish is this beautiful, crazy Christmas pickle, and this is by Satsuma Street. This was part of the ornament book for Jingle Ball, and this is probably one of the reasons I bought the book. There's so many other lovely ones in there which I will stitch, but this pickle is incredible. So I've backed it with felt here. I've stuffed it with just some normal stuff in. There's some sequins and some beads, both bought on eBay. And then the rest is stitched in CXC on 28 cashel linen in grass green. Now, stitching green on green was quite difficult. If you can see, that's what the colour of the fabric was there. And then the stitching is very, very close. So stitching green on green was a bit difficult, but it was such a fun stitch. So that is being gifted to my sister because she is a pickle obsessed. She is pickle obsessed. So she's coming over today, so I'll be gifting that to her for her Christmas tree so she can hide it every year. A lot of people have said to me, what is with this pickle? Apparently it's like either a German or American tradition that if you have a pickle in your tree, you hide it, and then whoever finds it first, I think, gets to open like the first present or something. So yeah, that's the first one. Ooh, I haven't finished telling you about that one. So the pickle, I started on the 13th of December, finished it on the 15th of December, and then I fully finished it on the 16th. So it was a really quick hitter and I really enjoyed it. So much so, I then decided to start another small. So the other small I did was a gift for my niece, and she's coming over today as well, so I'll be gifting this to her. So this is Pink Pony Club, and it's by Stitch Sprout, and it's obviously for Chapel Roan. I was chatting to my niece the other day at our Christmas meal back at the end of November, because we weren't spending Christmas Day together. We all got together, did a Secret Santa, and I was asking her who she loved listening to, and she said Chapel Roan, and I said, what's your favourite song? She said Pink Pony Club. So I instantly knew I needed to stitch this. I've seen a few other people stitch it, and yeah, it just needed to be done. So I ordered it instantly, I stitched it up, and yeah, I've put the beads on as well. So this is 2 projects that I've beaded on, and I've never beaded before, and I am going to say I am a complete convert. So I bought the Mill Hill kit that I'm stitching to try beading, haven't got that far, but now I've done beading, I want to speed up to get to that, so I'm excited for that. But I love these beads. So the beads were bought from eBay. This trim was bought from Bay Textiles. So I bought a bit of that trim, and it just added that little bit of something. I've just finished it quite poorly on the back with some felt, just stitched the felt on. And yes, so started on the 17th of December, finished and fully finished on the 19th of December. And this is stitched on 32 count Antique Pink by Sew It All. Just some stuff I had in stash. So I love that. Gotta wrap that back up because I did wrap it. I've unwrapped it for this video. I'm gonna wrap it back up for Effie when she comes later. So they are my fully finishes. I have some finishes for you as well. So let me get into those. So the first finish I wanted to show you is the beautiful Halloween pillow by Flossabilities. I think the last time I showed you, I just had the spider to go, or maybe the cat. One of the bottom ones anyway. But this is fully, well, it's not fully finished, is it? So it's finished and I'm in love with it. I can't wait to fully finish this, and I'm definitely going to finish it into a pillow, I think. There was a part of me that wanted to do it in a flat finish, but it's called Halloween pillow, so it needs to be a pillow. I started this on the 17th of October 2024. It's stitched on 36 count linen from Coffee Craft, and as you can see, it's like different greens, showing up quite well here, but it does need an iron. And I am stitching it with Cottage Garden Threads Black Ichor, or I stitched it with, should I say, and that was stitched 1/2 and finished on the 1st of December. So that's my first finish. Now I'm going to show you this as I go along because I want 2025 to be a year of finishes. I've got a bag of doom. So when my finishes are done, unless I go and take them to the framers, they tend to make it to this bag of doom. Now 2025 is going to be my year of finishes. So when I was in Turtle Bay Textiles for my Stitchy Day back in December, I bought a few bits of fabric to do that, and I will show you some of the bits that I've bought as I go along. So with the Halloween pillow, I picked this beautiful fabric to go on the back of the pillow. Now because of the material, apparently Soph said I should line it because it's quite stretchy, but it fits it so perfectly. So that is going to be a pillow finish that I'm hopefully showing you in the new year. The next finish I wanted to show you, I did this in the Jingle Ball. So I started it and I finished it in the same weekend. I saw it and I just fell in love. Now I love most of the blue flower patterns. I just think they're absolutely adorable. And this one was no different. Now this was a freebie. I was blown away by the amount of freebies we got given at the Jingle Ball, and this was one of them. So this is the Festive Fruit Bat by the Blue Flower. Now I stitched this on 25 count, I believe, and it was one of the ones that my friend Kim dyed and sent to me. So I just had some spare fabric. It's in like a mottled blue. I used the called for. I had some CXC and then some DMC. So I just used what I had in my stash to get the right colours. And I absolutely love him. He is so cute. He didn't make it onto my Christmas tree this year, but I will be fully finishing him as a flat finish in the next couple of days, hopefully while I'm off. And this is the fabric I've bought to go with it. It's just a nice subtle, bubbly, creamy brown colour just to match his body. And that'll just go, I want to do like a smaller, like almost bookmark size, and then do a little bit bigger so the fabric frames it on 2 mount boards. I'm just gonna give it a go. I've never done it before. If you've got any advice, please chuck it my way, but I did the pickle okay, so I'm just gonna wing it. He will be hanging on my tree next Christmas. So I know I said I started and finished in one weekend, but the dates of that were, okay, I did it in one day. Started on the 7th of the 12th, 24, and I finished on the same day. So that was a really nice, quick and easy stitch. And because I sat on my bum all day in the Jingle Ball, it was great. I just was able to stitch all day and there was no guilt because I'd already paid for it. And I got to speak to so many lovely people, as I said earlier. One thing that happened when the Jingle Ball was going on, the UK was attacked by Storm Dara. It was really bad. There was red weather warnings. I know my dad down West Wales didn't have electricity for a while. I would have cried if that happened. Not just for all the other reasons, not having electricity, but not being able to get onto the Jingle Ball. I know there was a couple of people down in West Wales who had bought tickets for it, but didn't manage to get on. which is really sad. I hope you were able to get like the free patterns and things. But yeah, it was an excuse to just sit inside and not have to go out. Molly wouldn't have gone out in that weather. She's a whippet and she hates the cold. Like the wind is her nemesis. So we just stayed in all Saturday and just hunkered down, and I stitched and Johnny was doing his thing on the Xbox and playing guitar, and it was a lovely day. Then on the Sunday we actually took Molly out in the wind, but made for good frisbee. Anyway, I'm digressing again, as usual. So I will show you my third and final finish. And surprise, surprise, well, this is actually a huge surprise to me, this pattern, but it was another freebie from the Jingle Ball, and it was a Teresa Kogut special. And I've never been one for Santa. I've never fancied stitching him. It's never really appealed to me, but I saw this one and I fell in love. And this is Our Favourite Elf. I don't know whether it's because he's holding a sheep and I'm Welsh. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love it. So this little guy is stitched on 25 count Belfast linen and petite point. Now, I really like the finish of him, but if you get a bit closer, you can see like the spots in his beard, and you can see it on his clothes as well. Now, it's a learning curve for me, but I'm going to treat them as little curls in his beard, and he's got speckly underwear on, that's what I'm going to say. And I'm going to put it down to a learning curve, but I do love the overall finish. Now I'm going to finish him as a like little pillow kind of ornament. If you've seen Stacey Nash's Animal Crackers, that's how I want to finish him. So I bought some sawdust to go in there, and I am going to, there's someone approaching.
Gablaah.
Thank you very much.
All right.
My cup of tea. You've been asked to come on more regularly, my love.
Well, be careful what you wish for.
Thank you.
That's all right. Love you.
Love you. Apparently we've got to be careful what we wish for. A few of you have been commenting that you love seeing Johnny and it makes the video, and I've been saying to him, what about you coming on? And he was like, I don't know. And he's coming around to it. So if you guys keep like massaging his ego, I'm sure it'll happen at some point. Anyway, get back to Santa. So what was I saying about him? So this is called Our Favourite Elf, and it's by Teresa Kogut. It was a freebie for the Jingle Ball this year, so I don't think you'll be able to get it until next year. She might release it, I believe that those are the rules. 32 count Belfast linen, I've already told you that. And I started it on the 9th of December and I finished on the 17th of December. So one thing I will say about this pattern, I loved stitching all this. I came down here, I stitched the buttons, they were fun, the belt was fun, sheep, this bit, and then I'd filled out all the buttons here, and then all this was just filler. I just filled the red in constantly, and it was a nice mindless stitch when you were just filling in, but it was a bit of a slog, and that's the only thing I will say about this pattern. It's worth it in the end, but yeah, the fun stuff maybe spread out so you don't end up filling just in the red, but he turned out perfect for me. So if you keep following, you may see a finish in him, because when I was at Bay Textiles, I bought this incredible fabric to go on the back of him. I think it just suits him so well. Can you see that? There you go. So it will be a little finish. I should know the words for these. If you know them, please pop them in the comments below. I'm very new to finishing, but it will be finished like a little animal cracker. And if anyone else has stitched this pattern, you will know there's like 2 stars that are usually here, 1 star there, 1 star there. And I just thought, because of the way I was going to finish him, I omitted that from the pattern. So that's my third and final finish. Okay, so we have some starts as well. I've been going a bit mad. Well, I've not been putting so many pressures on myself. I've told myself this is a hobby. I'll start what I want to start and I will stitch what I want to stitch. And so far, it's made me go a bit mad starting wise. And also having a full set of CXC really helps with kitting up. You don't have to order things in. If you've got a lot of stash of fabric, which I seem to have these days, I just go, oh, this is nice, I'll start it. Look in my CXC stash, yep, got all the threads, perfect, pick up fabric. So starting has become a lot easier for me. Don't enjoy kitting up still, but the starting bit, it's so much easier than ordering it in and waiting for it to come in the post. You can just start it when you feel like it. Again, rambling. This one's been in my stash for a long time. It's Unexpected Visitor by Night Spirit Studio. I absolutely love this pattern. There's 2 editions you can get. Well, you buy both when you buy the pattern. There's the old edition and the new edition, and I went for the new one. Very torn because the old one's pretty cool as well. I've been waiting to stitch this for a while, but I just wanted to wait for it to be the festive season to stitch it. Now, this is as Christmassy as I thought I was going to get, but obviously the Jingle Ball happened and I actually stitched a Santa and a festive fruit bat, and I've got into it. But this is another one of my Christmas starts. This is where I am with it. So I've done quite a bit. Now, as you can see, there's like a green colour here. It's DMC, okay, I've forgotten what colour that is. I think it's something like DMC E800 anyway, I can't remember. It's a bright, luminous green colour. It's a bit like plasticky feel, and I've had to do the finest strand to stitch it, but I've done it on the flowers up here and the green, smoke coming from the house and the door. My thinking is the alien, because there's going to be an alien ship here, is taken over, and wherever there's green, the aliens are now living. That was my thought. Even if it's on fire, that's where my brain went. So there is a misstitch here somewhere. I accidentally did when I was in the middle of doing the Jingle Ball, and I fudged it, and I am not a fudger. So I will be fudging it exactly the same on the other side just to match. But it's only where, see, they go like 2, 1, 2, 1. I think this one here, here is 3, and then there's just 1, 1, 1 up there somewhere. Anyway, you can't really see it. It's going to be a Sophie special. So there's that. I will pick this up again. I really enjoyed it, but I found this quite dense. But I will get back to it and start stitching it, because looking at it has made me love it. Started it on the 2nd December 2024. Now, when I first started it, I started it on a 14 count beige Ada, and I found that it was so light that the white just didn't show up, and I knew there was going to be like the house and the path and the snow, so I scrapped that. I'm going to frog that out and use that fabric again. So then I used 25 count Zweigart in vintage country mocha, and I'm doing 1/1, and it is so tiny and intricate, but I absolutely love it. It might even be small enough to fit on my Christmas tree next year, or maybe a little pillow finish next to my Santa. We shall see. So there's that guy. Love it. My next start was a Christmas Eve start. Now, I got the idea to start this from Rachel. She was planning to start this on Christmas Eve for a long time, and I fell in love with the pattern, was going to buy it, and then I was so lucky to win the Flossabilities giveaway on a YouTube channel. I won my choice of any of her patterns, and I chose this one. So this is Silent Night by Flossabilities. This is what it'll look like completed. Now, when I was looking at this pattern, I fell in love with the blue, but all I could see was it stitched in red. I just had this image of it stitched in red, and I couldn't get it out of my brain, so that's what I've started doing. So here is my progress, or my start. So I've just got Ent at the moment and a gorgeous little owl. So I've been stitching this while I've been watching Harry Potter, so I've named this Errol, the owl. And this beautiful needle minder is from Cotton and Clay. I needed a Christmas needle minder, and it makes me hungry for mince pies every time I start stitching. So this is 30 count Garnet by Weeks Dye Works. I have started stitching with angel hair for the writing, which is Weeks Dye Works as well, but all the other colours I have done in CXC because it's what I had in stash. So I love the way it's coming out so far. The owl isn't as it doesn't pop as much as it does on the blue, I have to admit, but it is so far so good. I'm liking the way it is. This will probably be another pillow when I finish, because I am going to be going pillow mad. Now, I started this on the 24th of December on Christmas Eve, watching Harry Potter. Wasn't feeling great that day. I think I was overwhelmed by all of Christmas, and I've explained earlier why Christmas isn't the best time of year for me, but it made me feel happy to stitch on this whilst watching Harry Potter, so it really cheered me up. So thank you, Lauren, for designing this and putting it out there. I absolutely love it. The only other thing I haven't told you about this is I'm stitching it 1/2. Okay, so I've showed you my starts, my finishes, my fully finishes. Now I will show you 2 whips that I've been working on since I last spoke to you. Now, one of them I really wasn't expecting to show you, actually. Bear with. I'm going to be completely honest about it. Now, I fell out of love with it, and I haven't done that with one I've been stitching yet. Started it on the 1st of March for St. David's Day. It's Welsh Folkies by Riverdrift House Needlework. Yeah, I got it right. Now, loved it to begin with. It's so wacky and wonderful, and yeah, stitched quite a lot of it. The last time I showed you, I probably stitched up to the man. Now I'm going to show you. So I stitched up to the man and the love spoon in the middle. And then when I got to the woman, I just got a bit bored, and I really didn't enjoy stitching the woman, and I don't know why. I don't know whether it's the colours. I don't know if I like the red and black at the bottom of her skirt. I like the pattern in her skirt, but I'm not sure if I like the colours. But I could have changed them, but I just wasn't feeling it. I just stitched her. Now I picked it up, and as soon as I stitched her and I started stitching these blue and white china plates and stuff, I fell in love with the pattern again. So all in all, I absolutely love the way it looks. It's so bright and colourful, and it's not very me. It's not a pattern I would usually stitch, so I'm glad I've done it. Now, you're probably looking at this thinking, well, that's a finish, Soph. And it nearly is, it nearly was. But if I can show you. See? There's like circles all the way around, and then there's not a circle here, and there's half a circle there. I ran out of thread. I ran out of thread, and I was so angry. I thought, yes, it's going to be a finish. And because it's Christmas period, I don't know if this thread's going to be delivered to me in the post. I'm hoping, because I ordered it straight away, I'm hoping that it'll come before New Year's Eve and it's a finish for me, so we'll see. So I've literally got, I don't know how many stitches, 9 stitches until it's a fully finish. I do love it overall. Stitch this on 32 count antique pink. I think it's the same fabric as what I stitched the Pink Pony Club on, and it's even weave. So I'm stitching this 2/2. And when did I start this? I told you I started it on the 1st of March for St. David's Day, and I started this with Gabby and Emily as well from my Stitchy group. I'm glad I can nearly call that a finish, because we have another stitch on the go and it was getting overwhelming. They already want to start like 5 more, so I can tick that one off hopefully at the end of the year. I don't want to carry it into 2025. I'm a bit funny with things like that. If it's nearly done, I want to get it out, and then I can think about new ones in 2025 then. But we'll see. Hopefully I get that finished. Oh, where do I start with this one? So the new Wanderer Sal. If you've been around a little while, you know I've always had one of these on the go. I was very behind on this one, and I have caught up. I am on the last bottle, and I could have stitched it on the 14th of December when it was sent to me. I was in a frenzy of starting lots of new smalls, and I also didn't want this to end. Now I'm going to show you the end bottle, and then I'm going to tell you that I'm an idiot and tell you the story behind why I'm an idiot. So this is the last bottle, and I am nearly, well, I started stitching this last night, so I'm hoping to finish this before New Year's Day as well, so this can be a fully finish, not a fully finish, a finish for before 2025. So I'm stitching Marrakesh, and this is where I am with it. I can't really show you what it'll look like completed. You'll just have to wait for the next video for that, just because it's a sal and there's no fully finished picture. But yeah, love the shape of that bottle. I was wondering how it would fit in with the key. Now, I've been bothering Maria for a while from Quarter Neon Creations about doing a Cardiff one. If you saw in my last video, I showed you the full piece completed, and I would have showed you London. Oh, it's separated by the nudge, and I'm not taking it out because I'm going to stitch on it later. Now, London, I had to re-stitch it like 3 times, and I was getting really annoyed. When I was stitching that bottle, I think it was bottle number 6, Maria said to me, I can't wait for you to get to bottle number 6. And I thought, oh, it must be a Wales one. So I got to it, opened it up, and it was London. I thought, okay, great. London's in the UK. You know, I'll stitch it. It's great. I do love London. I love visiting, but it's not Cardiff that I asked for. They're being ungrateful, thinking, oh, she'll just release it again. Put out my last FlossTube talking about it, talking about how I want to stitch the Welsh dragon. And my friend Rosie X Stitches, she messaged me and she said, Soph, you said you wanted to stitch Cardiff. She's released Cardiff as a bottle? I was like, no, she hasn't. I haven't seen that. So then I went back to that email and there was an alternative bottle for Cardiff. And I'd already stitched London and stitched all the other bottles. I think I was just waiting for the final one. And I felt like such an idiot. I think it was like 11 o'clock at night. And I messaged Maria and I just said, I'm so sorry. I am an idiot. You've probably released that just for me. And I've not even seen it. And I didn't even realise I could stitch it. And now, do I unpick London? What do I do? And I felt so bad because she was like, I thought you just didn't like it. I was like, no, I love it. It's so cool. I can't wait to show you. I grew up in Cardiff. It's the capital city of Wales. And it's got a castle. It's got really cool buildings. And she has depicted it really, really well in the cross stitch or black work. And I can't wait to do it. And I can't believe I offended her by making her think that I didn't want to stitch it, because I really do. Now, my plan for those are, because there's no more space in this thing, I did the original Wanderer Sal, and there was an alternative bottle in that one, and that one was Tallinn, and that's where Maria's from. So I thought, well, why don't I stitch Tallinn and Cardiff next to each other on like a little shelf, and they can go in between these two, because I plan on having these on my stairs. So that is the plan. The Wanderer Sal hasn't been finished. Well, it will be finished. I'm classing it as a finish. I'll class the new one as a new start, the 2. And they will be stitched in 2025. So stay tuned. You'll get to see those. And again, I am so sorry. I can't believe I missed that bottle. But it's worked out well because the 2 cities can go next to each other. What do you need to know about this stitch? I think it's stitched on 16 count Ada in beige. And it was bought from an Etsy store. And I started it on the 5th of March. Sorry, I'm swinging this around. The 5th of March, 2024. So hopefully this will be finished before New Year's Day. So far in 2024, I wanted to share with you how many finishes I've got, how many starts I've had, and then I can finish up in the new year and let you know exactly the figures, because as you've seen, I've got 2 that I want to finish. I've got a couple that I want to start as well, which I will show you in a minute. So for 2024, I have had 26 starts and I've had 23 finishes so far. So hopefully by the time I finish this year, it'll be 26 starts and 25 finishes. I say I'm going to have 26 starts and 25 finishes. I am going to have 27 starts, I believe. Well, it depends. I was planning on starting this on the 1st of January. I'm just going to show you it. It's beautiful. It's another blue flower pattern and it's called the Greyhound Year. Sorry for the glare, but it's a different greyhound every month. So, and then if you can see October's one, it's the same outfit as the Spyro outfit I made for Molly, but in black and white. So when it gets to October, I will be doing a Spyro version and it will be purple and yellow. But my plan is to stitch. I'm not going to start with the border. I think it would be too messy. I might mess it up. So I'm just going to do a border and the inside for every month. So I'll do January, obviously in January, and then I'll move on from there. Now I'm treating it as like a little sal because I won't have my monthly Wanderer sal, so I'll be doing this. But what I might do is if I'm feeling it, I will just continue to stitch, and if I get up to February or March, in January I'm not going to bother, but that's, you know, that's a lot, isn't it, for 1 month, so we shall see. I love this pattern. So it's a Greyhound Year by the Blue Flower. I have picked my fabric and I will be showing you that next time once I've started it. Now, another thing I planned to do was 12 in 12, but I just couldn't be bothered kitting up for 12 projects, and the thought of starting one project, working on it for like 50 minutes and then moving on to the next one, I like to really get into a pattern for the day. I very rarely stitch 2 different things in a day, unless something gets like released for a sale or something, or there's a time crunch. But I usually just stitch one thing. So I'm either going to stitch for the 12 hours, probably from 10 till 10, and there will be a dog walk in between, and food, obviously, because I love my food. I will be either stitching my Heaven and Earth designs or my long dog, because they deserve love. They haven't had much love this year. So I'll be choosing 1 or 2 of those, not 2, 1 of those, and stitching that on the 31st, unless the thread arrives in time for me to finish the Welsh Folkies. So we'll see. That means I probably will start the Greyhound on the 1st, but these are loose plans. My plans change. All the other plans in life I like to stick to, but with my cross stitch I like to be a bit more easygoing with it, so we'll see. That's what I'm planning. I don't know if I'll stick to it. Another plan I have got is for January the 19th, 2025. I will be turning 35 and I want to do a special stitch. I'm not sure what I'm going to stitch yet. There's a few options floating around in my head, but if you would like to join me for my birthday stitch, please let me know. I might create a hashtag, but other than that, I might just be celebrating on my own and starting on my own. But yeah, putting that idea out there, let me know what you think. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, I know we said that Johnny might be making more of a appearance on the videos, and he's not coming in to talk about stitching because he would butcher it, and he's not going to be in every video, but we have thought about doing a quiz. Now, we watched Beth Chadwick's quiz with her partner, and we found, well, I didn't let Johnny watch it because he'd probably know some of the answers because I want to steal some of the questions, and I found it really funny, and I think it would be really cool to see what knowledge Johnny's picked up just from being around me talking cross stitch constantly. So if you've got any questions you'd like him to answer, I think they're I'll pop the video below for you to watch of Beth's, and I think they're along the lines of like, what does whip stand for, what does sal stand for, things like that. And I think I'm going to throw a few more questions in and just see how he scores. He's agreed to it, but actually getting him on camera might be another thing. So I don't know when this will come out, but it's coming at some point. So if you've got any questions, pop them below. I have bought quite a lot of patterns. I wanted to show you my haul and acquisition. Now, I did get quite a lot from the Jingle Ball, and if I'm honest, because it's all in digital format, I've forgotten what most of it is. I've got all of the freebies. I did buy a few patterns from Stacey Nash, from Lindy Stitches, I bought the Jingle Ball book as well. I've got quite a lot. I treated myself for Christmas. We don't really do presents as a family, so I decided to treat myself. Now, you'll probably see them as I start stitching them, because I will be stitching them this year, hopefully. I say this. If you'd like to see any, let me know, I can show you, but at the moment I didn't write them down and I'm on a time crunch this morning, so I did buy quite a few. I'll show you as I go along. I have a box of goodies that I've also treated myself to or been gifted, so I wanted to show you those before I sign off. So I'm just going to have a tea break here and then I will be back with you. Okay, so I've got my box of goodies here, and I'll run through them quickly for you. So the first one I got was in Bay Textiles. On our Stitchy Day, I treated myself to lots of fabric, as I've already said. So the first one is this beautiful box. It's called Into the Woods, and it's a fat quarter set. Comes all wrapped up with the gorgeous turtle sticker, and this is the fabrics. So these have like sleeping hedgehogs, bears, foxes. They got mushrooms on them. Mushrooms. When I saw this box, I fell in love. Me and Rosie had already been looking at these, and she said they would be the perfect fabric for me, and I can't argue with her. I think she's right. So there's the creamy colour, the white colour, and then there's these really nice ones, and I just want to finish some autumnal stuff with those fabrics, and I love it. The next thing I bought is some boring mount board. Now it's in 1.5mm. I did buy some beast of a mount board when I went to Hobbycraft just before Christmas, and that's 5mm and it's too thick for what I want it for. So I've got a really thin mount board for the festive fruit bat that I'm going to decorate. So I just got this from Amazon. I got this ruler from Bay Textiles, and then I got these grippy, they look like polos, don't they? Grippy polos for the ruler, and I'm going to put them on other places. I've just been conservative with them for now. So they're those things as well. Also bought from Bay Textiles. So non-slip adhesive rings, not polos. Now I also went to Hobbycraft and I bought some rickrack, I guess that's what you call it. So I bought this lace. So this is actually going to go with the festive fruit bat, and I will show you this when it's all finished up. So that's what I bought with that in mind. I bought some of this red stuff, and then I bought like a candy stripe version. Don't know what I'm going to finish with those, I just like the look of them. Next, there's some more fabric from Bay. So I bought this pink. As you've seen, I've got like the dark brown now, and I've got the beige. So I really like this fabric, it seems. But I thought this, now I'm going to bring out an old finish now because that's been in the bag of doom. But I took this to Soph's shop, and I will be finishing it as a little pillow. And it's this pattern by Stitch Sprout, with that as the background. Now I've forgotten what the name of this pattern is, but I will pop it below if I remember to. So I think that goes really well. I also bought some interfacing for my pillow finishes from Bay Textiles. And then these two bits I bought for myself, and I think the rest are gifts. So when I was buying the fabric, the garnet fabric for Silent Night, I also purchased this because I thought it might be a contender, but it came a bit too dark. It's like a dark purpley red colour, and this is 40 count Huntress Newcastle linen fabric, and it's from 123 Stitch. And it's I quite like that I've got some dark fabric to stitch on because I don't have much dark fabric. And the next one was the called for Fibre on a Whim 36 count Edinburgh linen fat quarter in sapphire. Now this is the called for Silent Night, and I was tempted to do it in the called for, but alas, I didn't. This fabric will be really nice for something else, I'm sure. It's like denim, it's really cool. Now, we did a Secret Santa as part of the Stitchy group where we meet up in Bay Textiles. I think I've got everything I was gifted here, apart from a diary. So that diary and the pens are being put to use. And I got this beautiful pattern. So it is hands-on design, and it's one of the block parties, and it's home. And I saw this after I did my first Biscornu, which is up there. I don't know if you can see it. There. Oh, I'm so bad at this. There you go. So after I did my first Biscornu, I thought I needed to try other finishes, and that's what spiraled the finisher of 2025. So I'm hoping to start this and finish it within 2025. I don't know when, but it's going to be there somewhere. And then I got this fabric on top, I had some needles, so Bowen needles, 6 pieces at size 28, and I love these needles. Don't know if you can see them there. And then this was from Wild Cornflower Studio, and it's this beautiful budgie needle minder, and she is, if you can see her, she's absolutely adorable. My mum used to breed budgies when I was younger, and I helped, and I loved birds. It wasn't just budgies she bred like quails, finches, all that jazz. And we had some cockatiels growing up as well. So my mum used to knit, and the budgie used to sit on a knitting needle and just go woo, woo. Used to make the noise as well and go around in circles. So this looked like the budgie that I accidentally set free when I was a kid and I was distraught about. We used to stick them outside in their cage for some fresh air, and I knocked Toby over and Toby went flying. Apparently Toby went to a little old lady somewhere and was happy, but now I know he probably got mobbed by crows or something and didn't last very long. So I have, even though this is a girl, because it's got the pink above the nose, it's going to be called Toby, and it's going to sit on my stitching to honour that bird. I'm still sad about that to this day, and it makes me really, really sad that I did that as a child. I did look after the other budgies very well, and yeah, please don't come at me in the comments. I've beaten myself up enough for that. Anyway, moving on. The next gift that I was given was from Rachel, Talking Dog Stitcher. She sent a few of us a gift for Christmas Day, and I, unlike Soph of Bay Textiles, waited. I'm only joking. We could open them whenever we wanted, but I don't get many presents at Christmas morning, so I decided to open it then. So I received the most beautiful pattern, and I think most of us have this pattern now, so I will be starting it soon, and it is There Is Room, and it's by Annie Turner. So there is room at the table for everyone, and this is such a lovely sentiment, because that group of girls that I have are so supportive and so lovely, and there is room for everyone at that table. We all come from different walks of life. We've all got different tastes, but we all love cross stitch, and we all get together and we enjoy each other's company and support each other. Now, I love this finish. I think it's really beautiful, but Rachel gave me really nice fabric, which I am definitely going to use to start, and it is Weeks Dye Works linen, and this is the colour. Really, really nice, and this is for 36 count. So that with that, and then she also gave me pumpkin pie. This is like my favourite colour. Rusty orange and like pine green, both my favourite colours, but oh, look at that. That is going to look fantastic. So I will be starting that in 2025 as well. So thank you so much, Rachel. I really, really appreciate that gift. It was so thoughtful. I really love it. I think that's everything from me. I should really show you those Jingle Ball patterns that I bought. Just because they're digital, they shouldn't get hidden away. Maybe I'll show them on my next video for you so you can see the ones I've got. I'll be a bit more organised and show it then. Anyway, that's everything from me, guys. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I've gone through everything I've been stitching on, I think. I hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you on the next one, and in the meantime, I hope you enjoy your festive period if you've got time off. If you're working, I hope it's not too strenuous and you're able to enjoy some downtime as well. But Happy New Year to you all, and don't feel pressurized into doing things you don't want to do just because it's a new year. Just do you. Take care, everyone. Happy stitching, and I will speak to you on the next one. Bye.